Okay, hi again. Getting right back into it because this is very, very important. What is important to remember is, didn't I mention something like this was initially created as a form of riot control, correct? And that's what the microwave technology is supposedly for. Well, regardless of that, although not all microwave technology is radiation, a lot of it is. A lot of it is. And depending upon where it is applied, it can lead to damage at the neuronal level. The end of a neuron is measured in microns. That means you need a scanning electron microscope to even see it. Okay, damages to these things can lead to a whole host of problems depending upon where this microwave technology is applied to the brain. These will be undetectable to an MRI or a CT scan. Those are looking for tumors. Those are looking for growths. Those are looking for coelums or holes in the actual physical part of your brain. This damage will not show up. Damage to the cerebellum and the neurons contained therein may lead to immediate or long-term cognitive difficulties. Okay, this is your cerebellum, this front part, this top part, your left and your right part of your brain, like you always think of, contains, I think it's something like 90% of the neurons in your brain. So any kind of UV, infrared, anything that's burning, shocking, suppressing, pressurizing any part of this part of your brain is a serious attack on your person. Let's see. Damage to the limbic system, this is the core of your brain here, may result in difficulties with emotional processing, your appetite, your sensory processing, that's your eyes seeing what's your brain and the things there contained therein. Attacks to the amygdala region to your brain. This has to do with the arising of emotions in addition to the processing of emotions. It's an essential part of your brain. And if any type of technology is applied directly to the amygdala region of your brain, that can cause an immediate panic, and it can also cause a lasting panic, depending upon how long, how intense, whatever. This is what I'm talking about, these strange panic attacks you might be feeling. If you're feeling back here in the back of your brain, this is what's going on. This is what's going on here. Damage or any kind of manipulation or destruction of the pia matter back here, this white matter of your brain. White matter is different from the gray matter in your brain. Okay, it's structured differently and stuff like that, but it's just as essential to the function of your brain there. And that can lead to motor difficulties and spatial difficulties and kind of like your orientation in space. Sure, that's also by your inner ear and its association with your brain, but that's part of what it does. So the difficulty, there's already evidence of out there in the world, somebody has basically jailbroken, hacked, or created in their own way electrolasers that with a single push can kill somebody. They can put them up in the sky, they point them at your brain, they push a button, and the person dies. That's it. And through massive electroshock to the brain. And the problem with this is it's basically a silent kill of the individual, because it's going to appear like a seizure which led to a massive stroke, and then the person has passed away. And, here's the problem, if you happen to be doing, say, the wrong thing in your life or something like that, and they do a toxicology screen, that's the first thing that's going to show up. And they're just going to say, oh, well, it's because of a lifestyle choice, when really it's a form of drone assassination. The layering of these technologies is what is the concern here, despite the lasting damage that the individual has to live with. The abusive and brutal over-application of these technologies has the potential to drive the individual psychotic. It does, because you're messing with emotional processing. You're messing with fight or flight responses. If you can trigger somebody to a fight or flight response for an hour, there's a problem. There's a serious problem. And it has to do with a direct neurological assault. It has to do with oppression of the brain's ability to function appropriately, and also intentional disruption of the electrical signals it relies on to both perceive itself and to function. So, with the addition of the in real life stalking and the audio brainwashing, trying to tell these victims of this drone assault who's responsible, who's behind it, you know, you know, it's not going to stop until you do something about it, stuff like that. This is how this gets so severe. And basically, a human being can essentially be tortured into a weaponized state against anybody around them. So there's the science. Stay calm.